born to the happiest lumber camp family in Vermont. Pa held me in his rough hands that cut timber all day and called me
Ruby, my little jewel.
To me, Pa was as big as the great outdoors. As I grew, I followed Pa everywhere. He seemed as much part of the woods as the trees themselves. He taught me the names of the birds and trees, even the tracks of the bobcat and fox. Oh, I loved being Pa's shadow. He was my sun, my moon, and my stars in between. Anything he was doing, why, that's what I wanted to be doing too.
Ruby, you know that being a lumberjack is very dangerous work. Working all day, felling trees, and floating logs down the icy river. The most dangerous is prying log jams apart. But it's the place I love best.
Here's better. You can stand along right down the left. Make it easy, can't you, Pa?
It's a part of me. It's where I belong. But I do wear spikes on the bottom of my boots to help me ride the logs down the river. Do you see there, little Jewel? That pair of boots in the tree? Those were Jake Bowman's. Whenever a lumberjack drowns, it is custom to hang his spike boots on a tree. It's our way of paying tribute.
What's the matter, Pa?
Oh, nothing. You know, we lumberjacks are a superstitious lot. We call those jays moose birds, and believe them to be the souls of dead lumberjacks. It is said you must never, ever hunt a moose bird, or terrible things will happen to you.
You believe that, Pa?
Well, I don't know if I believe that, but I let them be, even if they are a little pesky. Why, they'll steal the bacon right off your plate and snatch anything that catches their fancy, especially something bright and shiny. They're creatures of the North Woods.
Kinda like you.
Yes, little Jewel, kinda like me.
In the years to follow, more sisters and brothers were born. Irene, June, and the twins, Marvin and Albert. By the time I was 12, I knew how to use an axe, a peavey, and I knew how to ride any horse I laid hands on. In camp, I practiced balancing on logs, even with my eyes closed, and dreamed of being a lumberjack, just like Pa. 'Cause boy, oh boy, could those wild woodsmen have a good time, chopping and singing and dancing.
Hey, Mary, I have a surprise for you. Close your eyes.
What? What's going on?
All right, you can open your eyes now.
Oh, Ransom! It's beautiful! How did you ever manage it?
I've been saving up 10 years to buy you this piano, Mary.
It's too much.
It isn't either. You deserve the finest things in life. I know you were a city girl when you met me, and you gave up a lot to walk into this camp in the woods.
I have a single regret. Uh-oh. I have missed playing the piano.
Play something, Ma.
Some things in life are bad, they can really make you mad. Other things just make you swear and curse.
Why are you doing?
When you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble, give a whistle. And this'll help things turn out for the best. And always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. The bright side of life.
Johnny, I didn't know you played.
My mom taught me before she died, and then Pa brought me to the lumber camp, and I met you. You can learn a lot from others.
Oh, Ma, I want to learn how to play the piano.
Of course you can, Ruby. But your pa and I have decided it's time for you to learn more important things. We've decided it's time for you to attend school.
Ruby, go to school? What, like in town?
I want you to become a teacher someday. You know, I was one before I met your pa.
But I don't want to go to school. I want to stay here in camp with Pa.
Ruby, once you learn how to read, you can bring your books back here and read to me and the kids.
Yeah, you read us, Ruby.
You know, your mom's so busy with you kids that she doesn't have much time to read out loud. And you know how much I love a good story. Man, I wish I knew how to read.
Pa, you're so smart. Sometimes I forget you can't read. Why do I have to go to school? You didn't.
Well, Ruby, I want my kids to be smarter than I am.
Whoa, that's pretty smart.
Smarter than you? Well, I know I'm smarter than you. Plus, you're wood smart, Pa.
That's for sure. Well, I guess that's true. But I want you to be book smart too.
But I'm not like those town folks.
What? Are you afraid of a few girls in fancy dresses?
I'm a little nervous.
Well, I have to go into town for some supplies. What if I walk you to school?
It might help a little. But what if they make fun of me?
You know, I used to live in town. I don't think they will.
But if they do, you pay them no mind. You are just as good as they are. No better, but no worse either. Just remember, when life seems jolly rotten, like going to school, there's something you've forgotten, and that's to laugh and smile and dance and sing. When you're filling in the dumps, don't be silly chumps. Brush your lips and whistle, that's the thing. Close enough. Always look on the bright side of life. 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 Side of life.
Stop picking flowers, they're filthy. school.
Oh, you're always worried about being late, but you're the teacher's pet. Oh, Jane, will you hand out these papers for me? Oh, Jane, will you give me the bell? Oh, Jane, you and the spelling bee. Again. Of course, Miss Caldwell wouldn't do anything to Jane, or to any of us. She's too nice.
Besides, if she punished Jane, maybe Jane wouldn't bring her an apple every single day.
Stop teasing Jane.
Nellie, are we going to stop and look at ribbons on the way home from school today? My mom says Mr. Wright got a new shipment in just yesterday.
Yes, let's do. I am dying for new ribbons in my hair.
I thought you got those ribbons just a few weeks ago.
Oh, these little things. I wish I could afford new ribbons.
Hey, look at that big white house. Look, there's a lady sitting on the porch. Mom said these townspeople were friendly.
Well, she's just one person.
Are you new at school or are you lost?
This is my friend Ruby, and this is her first day of school.
Welcome, Ruby. Come with me and I'll show you the way to school. I love making new friends.
Yes, Ruby, come with us. And if you sit by me, I'll make sure you catch up with your studies in no time.
When we go to the store today, we should see if Mr. Wright has a dress he'll donate to Ruby.
Yeah, what was she wearing? A gunny sack?
Oh, hey! It was nice of you to walk Ruby to school.
Thank you, Miss...
Miss Missy Jones. Nice meeting you, Mr. Ruby's friend.
Oh, Johnny Fletcher.
Well, either you or Ruby has a very nice lunch.
It's Ruby's. She ran so fast, I forgot to give it to her.
I can take it to her if you'd like.
Well, then thank you, Missy.
Missy, you better come in now. Someone's about to start. And besides, look at your posse. He saw you talking to a lumberjack. I am Napoleon Bonaparte. Surrendered.
Your children dented my wash basin.
Twins. Marvin, Albert.
We didn't go to play Washington Crossing at Delaware, and your wash tub got banged up on some rocks in the river. Sorry, Mrs. Smith.
You use my wash basin as a boat?
Ruby, I need your help with the children. They're causing so much trouble. All they want to do is act out stories that you learned from school. But who knew history could be so dangerous? Can you please help me with the children so I can get at least some of my work done? Thank you.
Albert, what were you doing just now?
Play, Lincoln.
So you tied Irene and Lucy's up. Lincoln freed the slaves. You just tied them up.
I know. I tied them up before I could free them.
I know. Let's play school.
I don't mind crossing Washington River in the wash basin, but I don't ever play no school. That's just for wimpy boys.
I'm having fun. I'm staying.
I ain't smart enough to learn nothing, but I can have fun too.
Okay, gather around. This don't be the teacher's desk. Who will be the teacher?
Ruby, of course, she knows how to read and is going to be a real teacher someday. What's school like?
Are you going to be a mean teacher?
How tall's a giraffe?
First up, tell me your names.
You forgot our name?
You forgot us. No, I didn't forget you. See, we're playing school. I'm the teacher, and you must call me Miss Sawyer. But your name's Ruby.
Is it time for lunch? Maybe Mom will give some pie. She gave you some when you went to school, Ruby.
No, we haven't even started yet. You can't talk unless you raise your hand. Wait. You have to raise your hand before you go to the bathroom.
It's not a bathroom, it's just an open outhouse.
It's
Still, I raise your hand. We should take it down.
I thought you said we had to raise our hand to talk.
You do.
If I raise my hand, how does the teacher know which thing I want to do?
Read us a story.
tries to take my candy. June, why are you crying?
I don't have no candy.
It's not real candy. It's pretend.
Hello, little Jewel. What's the matter?
Oh, Pa, I'll never be any good at teaching school.
Ruby, I know for a fact that you are going to be a wonderful teacher.
How do you know?
Because you already are a wonderful teacher. Look, I can write my name, and I couldn't do that before you taught me.
What just happened? I don't know. Run! Come on, let's go! I'll be John Madison, and you will be James.
Who's James?
My husband. He was the President of the United States. Right, he was the President of the United States, and he was my husband.
What about me and Lucy?
You two will be my maids.
Yes, ma'am, Mrs. President.
At your service. And you two will be the British soldiers. Yes. The British are coming, the British are coming. Dollar, we must run. The British are at our doors. But we can't leave just as I finish decorating a beautiful house. What about the party I'm hosting tonight? The city's under attack. Dear. I don't think anyone will come to your party. Boys, no! Ma'am, we must go. They're in the city. Oh, they really are. Don't worry, you don't want to sin. I will save you from the fire inferno. Oh, those guys! Help! Guys!
Put those sticks back in the fire right now.
They're gonna burn the woods down and us in them. Stella, Lucy, Ralph, time to go.
Why do we have to go? We're just starting to have fun.
I wasn't. This is the dress.
What do you two boys think you were doing?
Having fun?
How was school today, Ruby?
Wonderful. So many stories and so many books. Is Pa home yet?
No, he should be home any moment.
Tell us what you learned today. Well, today, Miss Caldwell told us the story of Lewis and Clark and their amazing adventures.
What happened? What's wrong?
There was an accident on the river. There was an explosion on the river today. Ransom jumped in and saved Jim, your husband. Why, he's always looking out for everyone else. And Johnny got caught in the logjam too. Got his arm busted up real bad.
Will Jones was from town, died a few hundred yards up the river. No one seems to know what he was doing there.
We haven't used dynamite in that part of the river in weeks. We're not sure what happened exactly.
He won't bring Ransom back, but we'll be sure we find out what happened.
I'm so sorry.
We feel real bad with your new baby.
ain't got no words for something like this. I don't know why things happen the way they do. I know this here was a good man. God bless Widow Sawyer and her little ones. Amen.
Amen.
He was the best lumberjack I've logged with.
Taught me everything I know about being a man. I'll never forget him.
Or his crazy singing.
Or the way he could ride those wild logs down the river.
We put a collection together. I don't know if I can sell it. It was Jim's idea. Ain't much, but we sure are sorry. I know this is terrible timing, but, well, Ransom's and his replacement family are moving in.
I understand. You gotta be a lumberjack and married to one to live at camp. Even if I am still doing cooking, which I do appreciate the job. We sold our horses and bought a small place in town. Thank you.
All the best.
Did you make this?
It's a going away gift.
It's beautiful. Thank you.
Miss Sawyer, it'd be my pleasure if you let me carry you and your belongings into town with my wagon.
Thank you, Jim. I was wondering how we were supposed to get moved in without our team.
The whistle near your husband saved the day he popped you. When the explosion went off upriver, logs just came down and whoosh! Caught us by surprise. I wish it were me who got killed instead. I don't have a wife or family yet. And Ransom Sawyer was the best riverman I ever met. Heck, he was the best man I've ever met. He'd still be alive if I saved my life.
Thank you, Jim. Accidents happen. We can't change the past, and fretting about it won't help the future.
Thank you, Miss Sawyer. You're a good woman.
Lend a hand, children.
Why didn't the pastor from town come to preach at Pa's funeral?
Well, some men in town have some hard feelings towards the men in camp because of the details surrounding the accident.
Marvin, why don't you play us a tune? Ma, I wish you hadn't sold the piano. You said you'd teach me. And our favorite horse, Bess.
We need food on our table more than we need horses or pianos. Plus, I don't really feel like music right now. You know we need the money.
You still have your job as cook for the men at camp.
You're right, and I'll take in some laundry from town if I need to, but that's not a lot of money. We have a lot of mouths to feed.
I just wish we could live in camp. I don't want to live in town. They aren't like us.
Regardless, you know the camp rules. It's gotta be a lumberjack or married to one to live in camp. Well, we got no choice. You heard Hickory.
Plus, now all your children can go to school. Ruby, it breaks my heart to say this, but I'm going to need you to stay home to take care of the baby.
We all gotta do our part. I'm sure I'll find time to read.
Oh wow, look at that great big house. Imagine living in such a grand place. I bet there's running water and bedrooms for all of us. Why, I bet there's even a bathtub. Pa said you don't need money or a big house to be happy. Is that our house?
Well, you'll have to make good on that one, Irene, because your new house looks like a shed. It's smaller than the shanty you lived in at camp.
It will suit us just fine. Thank you, Jim, for helping us get moved in.
I'll help you unload and then come back in a few days to make sure you're all settled in.
Thank you. We're in need of some basic supplies. Would you and Johnny mind showing Ruby the general store on your way out of town?
Of course.
Thank you.
Hello? Anybody here?
We're here. Come on in.
We hardly go anywhere else. Of course you're here.
Well, what's the name to go with this lovely place?
Miss Ruby Sawyer.
I know everyone around these parts, and their dogs. But I don't believe I've been to your same place. Are you from the lumber camp?
Well, we're moving into town because my mom said so.
Welcome to New Haven, Ruby. Harvey. A new school.
How do you do?
Now, what can we do for you today?
Good morning, Mr. Wright. Looking for the best silver buttons you got.
That's all right. You can help your customer. I'd love to look around at your treasures. How do you keep track of everything?
It's all just up here in our heads.
Ah, James. Silver buttons. Silver buttons would look mighty fine on a new black coat. A wedding coat?
No. A courting coat. And they gotta have the shiniest buttons in the whole county.
Harvey, how about reaching under the counter and grabbing those buttons for me?
I thought you needed a new cow. Didn't you mention that just last week?
Well, I do really need a cow, I guess.
Tell me, James, how many sheep do you have?
About 40.
40. I could sell you a nice gentle cow for the wool of 40 sheep and throw in the buttons for good measure.
Well, she's gotta be a good milker.
She will be a great, and she is. You can come for the cow tomorrow and deliver the wool when you finish shearing. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, I think that's it. Thank you. See ya.
Leave it to Mr. Wright. We don't even own a cow, but we will by tomorrow. He'll find some way to trade or bargain with somebody to make everybody happy in the end.
Wait, is that really fair to you?
Fair? Ruby, after watching and listening to all these folks throughout all the years, I find myself doing the thinking and the worrying to make everyone happy. They know what they want, but I know what they need. I make money using my head, and I lose money listening to my heart.
But in the end, the books always balance.
Now what fair deal can we make with you, Miss Ruby?
I just need a couple pounds of flour and some salt.
And a peppermint stick.
But I can't pay for a peppermint stick.
Think of it as a welcome gift to New Haven.
Do you have any books? I wish books grew on trees. I wish I could throw my school books into the fire.
No, not here. But I reckon folks may be willing to trade you a book for something really nice. You know what that is?
What?
Raspberry pies. Except we don't sell any here at our store.
Oh, it's such a shame, too.
I reckon there may be a townfolk or two that'll trade you a book for a nice raspberry pie.
You know, children love to explore the hillsides on the other side of town, where the wild raspberries grow.
I was up there yesterday, and there were buckets of them all ripe and ready.
Thank you, and nice to meet you.
Hey. See you guys. Hey, Nellie. No, dude. See me.
see you again from your visit from a few days ago. Good luck with the business venture.
Whoa, those sure smell good. I don't have any books for sale, but my hound dog had puppies. I'll give you the runt of the litter.
I don't think my mom would let me have a puppy. As much as my brothers would like them. Here, take a pie anyhow.
I wish I
I don't want mine.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't have that either. I wouldn't know what to do with a book if I did have one. Your mom's done a mighty good job cooking up the camp. I bet you're working real hard at home, too.
Lots of work to be done. But we're doing all right.
That's good. Well, I hope you get lots of books. It's good to see you, Ruby.
I can't believe you, Mr. Wright, would let such hooligans begging on the streets, let alone on the steps of your fine establishment.
What do you mean?
Ruby isn't begging. She's selling. Trading, to be precise. Pies for books.
And she's such a sweet girl. Her and her family, the Sawyers, just moved in from the lumber camp.
The lumber camp? I didn't know lumber camp folks were moving into town. I guess we'll have to do right by them. What is moving? Hollywood. Well, I heard that the Lumberjacks cut down all the trees behind Miss Benson's pretty. Scared Fred half to death when he... Oh, well, no shade of privacy whatsoever now.
I'm not sure you can blame the Lumberjacks for that one. Our town boys know how to play a good prank when they aim to.
Did my order from Sears Roebuck catalog arrive yet?
No, but I did find those cameos you're eyeing in the catalog for half the price and twice as pretty, I'll venture.
Why, Mr. Wright, you're too good to us. Wrap them up, will you? Powdered sugar. I'm in charge of the refreshments at the next quilting bee.
Oh, you always make the best cakes? I've been looking forward to that. And I've been working on my own quilt squares myself.
And I'll take that bolt of fabric for my squares.
I'll take a pie. Wow, always loved a good pie. Oh my gosh.
Ruby, how goes the trading business? My profits are being eaten, literally. I don't have the heart to tell James that the sign says, trade your old books, not boots. It's been a long day. I'm tired and lonely.
Now, tell me how a young girl like yourself can be so lonely with so many friends living right under her own roof.
I think I'll head home. Oh, who's that old lady who lives in the big white house on the edge of town? I waved at her, but she doesn't wave back. Does she think she's too good to wave to the likes of me? I thought you said this town was friendly.
You might think about giving her another chance.
You have to remember that things are not always as they first seem.
That's something like Paul would say. Goodbye, Mr. and Mrs. Wright. I'm just as good as better, but no worse.
Do I smell pie?
Yes, ma'am. Raspberry pie. I made it myself.
Oh, I haven't had a fresh raspberry pie for years. I can't get out to pick the berries myself. Are you new in town? I don't recognize your voice.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. B. Sawyer.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Ruby. I'm Aurora Graham.
I'll leave a pie right here for you.
Oh, that would be very kind of you. Lizzie, dear, come get this pie. Do you have any siblings, Ruby?
Oh, yes, ma'am. A whole house full of them.
Goodness, that sounds exciting.
Do you have any children, Mrs. Graham?
A son, but he lives far away in Boston. I only have my maid, Lizzie, and my books to keep me company. Though they just collect dust since I can't read them anymore.
Books? A house full of books?
Do you like to read, Ruby?
Oh, yes, ma'am. It's my favorite thing in the whole world.
Mine too, before I became blind.
What was helping Ma and taking care of my brothers and sisters? I don't have much time to read. I'd best be getting home.
And how much do I owe you for the pie?
Oh, that's all right, Mrs. Graham. I'd be pleased for you to have it.
So nice to meet you, Ruby, and thank you again for the pie.
Is one of y'all the teacher? We're from the lumber camp, and my kids would like to start getting some schooling.
I'm the teacher. Mrs. Caldwell, we're happy to have your children join us.
We're the Smiths. Mrs. Ralph, Stilla, and Lucy. Now, they ain't had no formal schooling, but Miss Ruby's been teaching them some.
Well, if Miss Ruby's been teaching you, you're doing just fine. Lucy, would you go to the schoolhouse? Look on the big desk. There's a bell there. Bring it to me. I'll let you read it to help get the class started.
Yes, miss.
Now, what have we been learning from Miss Ruby?
I can read a little. We learned about George Washington, and Lewis and Clark, and Billy Madison.
You two run along and get to know them. I'll take good care of them, Mrs. Smith.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm not sure I want my Ben and Nellie going to school with such ragamuffins.
It was bad enough when those Sawyer children came into town.
Now, Mrs. Anderson and Mr. Anderson, you know the Sawyer children are nicely mannered. I'm sure these children will be as well.
This is my friend Ralph. Maybe you could let him play marbles. We don't even let you play marbles. Why would we let him? I ain't never played marbles before. I have played marbles before. This one's real pretty. Hey, that's mine.
You need to put that back where it was, Ralph. We'll teach you how to play. But it's against the rules to pick up the marbles during the game.
Stupid game.
My sweet baby boy Ben, those nasty boys hurt you.
Are you okay? Okay. I'm sure they'll all be kind to Anderson.
Will you make sure you punish those little urchins?
Oh, Lucy, it's time for school start. Ring the bell.
I'm mighty glad you're still cooking the lumber camp. You're the best cook we ever done had. All the boys say so.
Thank you, Jim. At least I haven't fed you axle grease yet. I'm grateful for the work. I just wish I didn't have to leave Ruby home alone. But I guess it's the only way.
She's a good girl. Capable of more than most women can do.
Yes. Yes, she is. I just wish I wasn't so tired when I get home. I don't have any energy to iron her dresses, let alone my own.
You look awful pretty no matter if your dresses are ironed or not.
Thank you, Jim. It's been a long time since somebody told me that. Thank you for walking me home.
There was a bobcat seen in these woods a few days back, and I didn't want you walking alone. Mary, ain't there more I can do for you and the children? You have so much on your shoulders, and I want to help.
Oh, we're just getting by as best we can.
I did notice a hole in your roof. Might leak when the next storm comes along. Happy to take a look.
Well, if you don't have to get back to the lumber camp anytime soon, that'd be a great help. Oh, it looks like we have a visitor. I better go help Ruby.
I'll see to that roof.
Thank you, Jim. Hello, Ruby, you have a visitor.
Why, Mrs. Graham, how nice to see you. Ruby, I wanted to thank you for the delicious pie, so I had my maid Lizzie pick out some books from my library that you might enjoy.
Little woman, I've been longing to read all these.
Then I'd be pleased for you to have them.
To keep ornament.
Yes, to keep a girl like you needs books.
Thank you, Mrs. Graham. It's the best gift I ever got.
What this town needs is a library. Until that happens, you are welcome to all the books in my house.
Thank you, Mrs. Graham. It really is too much. But this has been the first time I've seen Ruby smile since her call. Well, in a long time. Thank you. Please join us for dinner.
Well, rumor has it that you are the best cook in town, and something certainly smells delicious.
Ruby actually made dinner today while I was at that camp. We don't have a lot, but what we do have we are willing to share. Ruby, how about you reach Mrs. Graham while I pick up supper?
I could if these kids would have quiet down. I'm sorry. I'm just a little tired from today.
Ruby, the sound of children playing is music to my ears. My house gets so lonely.
Well, there's plenty of music in this house. There used to be actual music, but there's not anymore.
Go ahead, Ruby. I'm listening.
Christmas won't be Christmas without any presents, grumbled Jill. So dreadful, Lee, poor, sighed Meg, looking down at her old dress. I don't think it's fair for some girls to have plenty of pretty things and others nothing at all, added little Amy with an injured sniff. We've got father and mother and each other, said Beth contentedly from her corner. The 4 young faces brightened at these words, and then darkened again as Joe said, we haven't got father and we shan't have him for a long time.
I fixed a leak in the roof, Mary. Should hold through the rest of the winter.
I appreciate it, Jim.
Would you like me to pack Mr. Riley something for dinner?
Jim, why don't you just stay for dinner?
Sure.
We don't have much, but what we do have, we are happy to share. We should each get a crumb of bread going at this rate.
Mrs. Sawyer, my Lizzie loves daisies. She'd be happy to take the daisy in the other room and rock her to sleep.
Let's gather for prayer. Okay. Albert, will you say grace?
Thank you for bugs and pies, our new friends, and the food we have to eat. Amen.
Amen. Ruby has been so helpful lately. She's taking care of the baby and doing laundry while I'm up at camp. Ruby, did you find time to sell your pies today?
Trading pies for boots, more like it. I got up at 4 o'clock to make those pies before the baby woke up. All I got was a pair of worn-out boots and an offer for a puppy. But Mrs. Graham bought me a whole basket of books.
We don't have room in this house for a puppy.
A good trade for me, to be sure. Best pie I've had in ages.
Ruby, I hope you find time to read your books. How's school for the rest of you?
I told Miss Caldwell my timetable's mine.
And
I recited the Presidents of the United States in order.
Nice.
Miss Caldwell called him Marvin. I explained how smart and what a learner he is, and how he hasn't spoken since Pa died. But you know what Miss Caldwell said? I'll suspect he'll start talking when he's ready.
Well, Mrs. Caldwell sounds like a very nice lady.
She also commented what a fine job done teaching us, Ruby. Yeah, she called us scholars.
Jim?
Well, ma'am, I was wondering if Miss Ruby would be willing to teach me how to read.
Me?
Your pa said you learned how to read and write just by listening to you teach the others. I reckon you could teach me too. Maybe I could be a scholar too.
May I, Mom?
Ruby, I'd love for you to teach Jim, but you know I need you to stay here.
I could come in the evenings or Sunday afternoons. That's all right with you.
If you two are that eager, how about you go ahead and get started while we clear off the dishes. Ruby tells me you have a son.
Yes, Edward. He lives in Boston and wants to put me in an old folks' home. I've lived alone for 15 years and suddenly he thinks I can't take care of myself.
Well, it seems like you belong just nicely.
Thank you. I wish my son saw it that way. I can't remember when I've enjoyed it even more. You're a lucky woman, Mary.
Yes, sir, I am.
So these symbols, letters, they make sounds? How do you say this?
Oh, I can help you with that. That says D-O-G, dog.
Oh, I see.
Now try this one.
C A T. Cat.
That's it.
Oh, look, who's helping who?
That Jim is sweet on you, Mary.
Jim? No, he's just
I may be blind, but there are some things I can still see.
It's time to go to bed, children.
Before we go to bed, can you sing us a song, please?
Well, I hate to impose, but it has been a long time since we've heard music in this family.
Well, I don't know if I brought my golden singing pipes. But oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you were lost and gone forever, dreadful sorrow, Clementine. Everybody! In a canyon, in a cavern, excavated for a mine, from a miner, 49er, and his daughter, Clementine. Oh, I loved her, yes, I loved her. But her shoes were number 9, and boxes without topses, and a score for Clementine. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine, you were lost and gone forever, dreadful sorrow, Clementine.
Missy, you always have the best apples. We have the same variety in my yard, but they never taste nearly as good as yours do.
Thank you for letting us use them for our caramel apple party. You're coming tonight, right? It'll do you good to get out and do something fun.
Yes, I'm coming. I'm real sorry about your brother, Missy. The funeral was very nice.
Thanks, Maggie.
He was always so nice to me. He will be missed. Thank you.
Well, my pa says that they should hold those lumberjacks responsible for the death of your brother. I bet your parents are awfully mad at them.
What do you mean? The lumberjacks are nice enough.
Well, the one you talked to was nice enough, right?
Yes, they're all very nice. Nice looking, anyway. Maybe we'll see them at the 4th of July celebration.
Girls, let's go back to my house and get everything ready for the party. And on our way home, let's stop at the Sawyers to see if Ruby would like to join us.
Bye, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. Thank you for the apples.
Goodbye, girls.
What were those girls saying about the lumberjack you talked to? Was it the same one that we saw at the store?
It was a conversation that happened a while ago. It was nothing.
I saw your little wave and the way he looked at you. I don't want you hanging around him or any of those hooligans.
There's no need to get upset about it, Daddy. The conversation happened when he was walking his friend into school. And she's a nice girl. It was just that.
It's just best not to get too friendly with them, dear.
Why? And Nellie said something about the lumberjacks being responsible for Will's death. What does she mean?
Nothing.
Just that we don't think Will's accident was an accident.
You don't think that the lumberjacks deliberately killed Will?
course not.
Well, I don't suppose that they deliberately killed Will. But those wild river rats are careless and sloppy with their dynamite. No one here would even think to use dynamite, but up in that lumber camp, they use it all the time. I doubt they even checked to see if anyone was around to get hurt. Their reckless use of dynamite killed my son. And I know you might not care about Will, but I do.
How dare you say that? I miss Bill every minute of every day! Oh dear. So do I. I lost a son too that day.
Dorothy.
Why, hello there, Miss Ruby. Slim Jim said to keep an eye out for you. He said to tell you that the men are waiting behind the bunkhouse. I heard what you're doing. That is mighty fine of you to give them some learning.
Thank you, Mrs. Smith.
Don't you worry none. They're all about as nervous as long-tailed cats in a room full of rocking chairs.
You face death and danger every day, and you're scared of little reading? Well, let's get started. You see, when you read, there are symbols called letters that make sounds.
Like a dog barking?
Or like a man squealing.
Like the leaves of a tree. Just by looking, you know what they mean. You know how old the tree is. You see, this one says act. Just act. This one.
Oh, I got this.
No. Pretend you're giving Missy a peck on the cheek.
Oh.
He does that sometimes. Hey, I feel beat.
We go down. Yeah, no, lay down.
For us as you very well know, and
B is for boys who can sing and like so.
C is for shop when we first do begin, and D is for danger we oftentimes are in. So scary,
So steep, what clever are we?
no mortal on earth is as happy as we. Sing hi there, oh there, hi there, dumb. Give the shanty boy whiskey and see him spin round.
No. Learning the alphabet is lots of fun.
As we sing higher, oh yeah, higher we
best ABCs I've ever done. I mean, it was my first, but it was still so good.
That was the most fun this year.
Yes, the afternoon went by so quickly.
I got something to show you. Do you think your mom will like it?
You want to marry her?
If she'll have me. I ain't asking her yet. I want to wait until I can buy us all a house so we can all live in. But when I do, you reckon she'll say yes?
I don't know. I have to go. Bye.
Bye.
Lumberjacks. They stink. Hey, this is my friend.
Eliza.
You're mighty pretty, miss. Like a firework on 4th of July.
I was hoping you'd be here.
Me too.
Excuse you. Hey, seriously, see for the parade.
Watch Green the baseball game. I'll hit a home run just for you, baby.
When I saw you, you red, white, and blew my mind.
Is that chicken? Chicken? Fried chicken?
Yes, and it's the best tasting too.
Welcome to Franklin County's annual 4th of July picnic and celebration. Tonight, our national anthem will be sang by an ordinary city folk, Mr. Ostler.
Yeah!